Hey everyone, it's Andrew Morgan and Wes Spencer. How you guys doing? Hey Wes.
I'm doing good, man. Andrew, thanks for having me.
Yeah, Wes. Hey, normally you talk about the cyber call. Today we're here to talk about something that's kind of newer for us called the CyberCast. Let me share out my screen, Wes, and we can kind of talk through what we mean by the CyberCast. A lot of people don't know we went over just literally 500 downloads of our new podcast that co-hosts you, Ryan Weeks, Phyllis Lee, the Senior Director of Controls from Center for Internet Security, CIS, and Brian Blakely, who leads a team of fractional CISOs building security programs at COSANT. And I thought, it was really cool to kind of bring this to light, Wes, that we just released our third podcast broken out into two parts on data protection. And people can come to the cybercast.com and get it, or even any of their major, podcasts that they see, just like simply come here and you can go right to it, Wes. But coming right at it, Wes, what did you take away and what's important for this control for MSPs? And then we'll talk just briefly about Navigator, because I think it's a really cool tool for MSPs.
Yeah, first, Andrew, congrats on 500.
Oh,
That's awesome. I know you kind of glossed over that a bit, but I'll say it. 500 is, I think, pretty amazing given this is a brand new podcast. It's one of the newest that's out there on the store. And so if you haven't listened to it, absolutely. And you see the times, they're like 20 to 30 minutes for them. So we've intentionally built them to be like on your drive. So they're not going to be overwhelming. And Andrew, what I'll just answer your question, is we're really diving deep into these controls. We're not just being like, well, control 3 is about data protection, move on. No, we dissect it. We jump into it. We talk about things like why retention is so important and how to think about it, how to handle disposal of data, how to understand why you need data flow diagrams and how that benefits you as an organization, understanding trust and encryption and how we build that into our security frameworks and also the implications that may have. Like, we go deep into these things, Andrew, deep enough in 20 minutes at a time to really bring out some understanding that I think sometimes can be very intimidating or lost or difficult to grasp, and really trying to uncover all of that in each of these controls. And so it's awesome. And we're definitely starting at the IG1 level, talk a little bit about IG2. So we're not trying to leave anyone behind. We're not turning this into like a PhD level discussion, very practical, very hands-on, but also very surgical in diving into the controls themselves.
yeah. And the thing that I love about it is Brian Blakely is a real expert in policy. So, we've got you and Ryan and Phyllis getting technical and then practical of how you, as a practitioner, and Ryan as a practitioner, are actually implementing the controls. But then Brian pulling in the policy piece and kind of pulling it all together. We've got, so I thought it was really, it was great that he was able to join us. Last thing here, Wes, I just want to say is, man, if you don't know, and I'll put all this in the LinkedIn and the video of YouTube, these URLs, but like there's this thing called Controls Navigator by CIS, and it's fantastic, Wes. You can come in, you can choose different mappings to different frameworks here. And in this case, I chose CMMC because it's quote unquote very hot topic. And then what it does is it maps across to all the controls in CIS. And then what you can do is expand upon it, and it literally will tell you how it maps across to that framework. The other thing, they go into, what tools, you can use to meet this control as well. So anyway, Wes, thanks as always for joining me. We'd love to have everybody, take a look at the podcast, listen to it. They're quick, pithy, action-packed. So any closing thoughts from you, Wes?
Hey, Andrew, I saw it had 4.9 stars instead of 5. Look, 4.9 is awesome, but I want to know who gave it 4 stars to pull it down to 4.9. You got a helicopter coming your way. That's not okay by me. I'm just kidding. Of course, it's super highly rated. And congrats on 500. Here's to 1,000, Andrew.